Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. Thank you for those who are watching for the first time. Welcome to my channel. I am girl Wanjiko Karaoke. So today I decided I'll talk about a story in my life. One of the main reasons, one of my biggest testimony, one of the places that God, I had scars, but right now, as in I only have scars because it's no longer a wound, because God 100% healed me. And it is not an interesting it's not an interesting story, but it's an interesting story because when God is added into something, when Christ is added into something, he makes it beautiful, even if it is just ugly. So if you're my friend on Facebook, if you're my maybe you're my family member, you know this story, but I'm so sure you just know it maybe from just as in the part, the upper part, like you don't know what really happened or what transpired on that day. So this is my story. It's my how I got raped and how I overcame rape through Christ Jesus. Because honestly, there is no other way, no other person who would have helped me through this. So I will tell you. It was in 2015. 2015 May 28th. So I will recap a little bit month. This was like March, April, May. So it was 3 months after I left my matrimonial home. Exactly 3 months. So I already had my daughter. My daughter was 1 year 5 months. No, 1 year 6 months. Yeah, my daughter was 1 year 6 months. So obviously I had come back home, my dad's place. Okay, I've been raised in Ngong, but my dad has built a house at Juja, like on the Jekwat side, on the other side. So when I left my matrimonial home, I came back home, like where my dad has built a house. So we used to stay there, like me, my daughter, and my house help. We used to be 3. So you see, like before I got married, as in even when I got married, I didn't like have a job, but I'm grateful because my dad had taught us skills. So I used to make, like in January 2015, I started to use the skill that I've always been using for the longest time, even when I was in campus. If you know me for that long, you know I've done this for a while. So I used to make yogurt. I used to make like yogurt every Friday. I make 50 liters. I hawk it around, like I take it everywhere in Kawangware, in town. But I used to sell it not in like 1 liter, 2 liters, but in 5 liters. That I've had customers. I've had loyal customers who have been buying yogurt from me. So when I came back home, that is what I used to feed my daughter with and my house help. That is what I used to like. That was my provision. So it was on a Friday, 28th May. I remember very well, even through this hustling and all that. So I also started selling like mitumbas. I used to have a kibanda at Juja. Like you say, like Juja, we have students. So the possibility of you having a kibanda and selling clothes that will at least go for student is high. If ukitia bidii in Juja, you'll always get clients for clothes. So I used to make yogurts on Friday, and because making yogurt is not an everyday thing, because you see, I used to focus on families. I used to sell my yogurt to families, so they don't have to like take yogurt every day. So you give them like an entire week so that they can finish. So I opened a kibanda. I remember it was on Gate C. A friend of mine, a very close friend of mine, I really love her, I really appreciate her because she has been there for me. You see that friend that you can even stay 3 weeks, 1 month without talking, but you guys, when you connect, it's just amazing. So she told me, you can even do this like during the week, because you're at home, you can come open the kibanda. So as in I took, so I started going fast. Most I didn't go like, because I never knew like Ikomba, but I used to go to Kangemi. I get tops, I get shorts, I get some trousers. Like once in a while. I remember I only went to Gikomba once before like everything came crashing down. So it was on a Friday 28th. I went to work very well. And then I came back home around 6. So that day my dad is always off and on at our home in Juja. He used to be off and on then, because he works at a different station. So he lives there with my mom, my stepmom, and my other siblings, because where he works and where he lives, as in Juja, Ngong will be more easier. It is in Ngong, so Ngong will be more easier. So he used to come once in a, like maybe pop out a weekend. So this Friday my dad was around. So I came home around 6, around I think 6:15. I was at home in Juja. So I came, I went in the house. My daughter was fine. My house help was okay. So I was just seated. I was seated on my phone. I remember I had a new Techno phone. It was B something. I remember that time the Techno phones were just on point. So I remember I was just sitting in the sitting room on the couch, WhatsApping, Facebooking, because that is one of the best things. And first of all, remember this: I wasn't born again. I was just a normal mom, normal girl, had broken marriage, and at the end of the day, it was only 3 months. So my dad calls me. He calls me and tells me, like, he calls me and tells me to bring him a stick, like his walking stick. He usually has a walking stick. Okay, it's not because he can't walk. It's just, when dads or if you have a parent who enjoys himself through drinking, maybe they walk with some sticks, maybe for just support. So I remember thinking it was around 7:35 because the news were over, and we were like Papa Shilandula had just been advertised. So I was like really? So he called me and told me I should take that walking stick to a local bar. It's just some meters, like 200 meters. No, not 200, 150 meters. Like 150 meters from our home. It's like our shopping center. So I was like, like, honestly, my spirit derailed me. I was like, now why should he call me like right now? Why should I even have to go right now? But anyway, I was like, something else said, okay, he's a parent, let me just obey him anyway. And it was 7:35. Our home is a safe place. I have never had such an incident ever. Even today, my dad shifted to that place in 2008, and never have we had, okay, Maggie, there are these petty thieves, but there has never been anything too serious. And even if you see people robbing houses, stealing, and it has never been. And the moon was up. It's 7:35. So I was like, okay. So I took the walking stick and walked. So I was walking. I remember I was wearing a long skirt, from my waist to my toes, and a top. So I was walking. So when I went, before I reached where the bar my dad was having fun in, there was like a space. There was a space between the two bars. So there's no light, there's darkness. So someone said hi to me, because I rarely ignore people. When someone just says habari yako, means say mzuri, like I always speak out. So I said mzuri, even though I never saw who said hi to me. So I went and then called my dad, and he came out, and then I gave him a stick. My dad has a friend who takes care of our home when you're not around. So he asked me, let me just say it in Kiswahili. He asked me, si Deva kusindikize? I was like, okay, Dad. Like the moon in my head, was in my head. I'm like, no, I'm okay. So I'm thinking the moon is high up. It is 7:40. Like it's 7:40, 7:45. Like, why would I want you to escort me? I am okay. I will just go back home, and I will walk faster. Nothing will happen to me. So he was like, are you sure? I was like, hey, I'm okay, I'm sure. So he said, okay. So I started walking. Walking. Our home, on the road to our home, that time I remember the maize, the plantation was so high. The maize plantation was so high because ndio zilikuwa zimegrow kabisa, so zilikuwa juu kabisa. So I remember walking, and I was on my phone. Obviously, I was on my phone. But as I walked, 50 meters before you arrive our home, there is a home. A friend's home is called Dr.'s home, and then there is a home, and then our home. So 100 meters, 100 meters before our home, I had footsteps behind me. So I was like, something inside of me I just panicked. But I don't know why I panicked, but I panicked. And after I panicked, I said, oh my God. This is what I told myself. Ama mtu anataka simu yangu. So I took my phone, nikazima light. Because I didn't have a pocket, so I inserted on my skirt there. Then after I just did that, I did not walk 2 steps. Like I took literally 2 steps. And when I took those 2 steps, someone grabbed me from behind. I always say like he grabbed me like a chicken, because that is exactly what happened. I remember the shock on my body made me like urinate on myself, and then because even the grass and the maize plantation was high, so the road is Maram road, so like on the side it's all grass, and then we have a field of maize plantation. So he grabbed my throat. Like I always say that even people from Nairobi, I don't think they ever like hawakupigangi ngeta hivyo. If they do that, they always like maybe use their arm, but this person used his fingers on me. So he grabbed my throat and then he made me fall like on the side on the grass. I remember very well. I was so scared. And then while we were laying there, which I saw like a motorbike coming. But you see, I was so scared. So I am trying, I can't even scream because I am like so I remember I said, I thank God, because I remembered one of the things that we were taught. I remember when we used to have this like maybe classes not classes, like talks, motivation talks in high school, where you someone ever talked about rape or anything, or if you ever attacked. I remember them saying, because that is what rang in my head, like when it has reached a point that you can't even resist anymore, just relax. So I relaxed. Like I was so scared, but I relaxed. So he lifted me up, still holding my neck, and then he's dragging me to the maize plantation. I am so scared. I don't even know what he wants. I have no idea what he wants. So when we reached at the middle of the plantation, because the shamba was a little bit big, so he was like, I remember very well, one of the things that stood out on this man, he did not know. What made me so sure that he was not even from around is he did not even know even a single word from Bara, like Central Province. He was speaking like a Taita, not like as in someone from Mombasa. You see, like nimekwambiaje sijui ninafanya nini. And as in honestly, people from Mombasa, if you've really grown there and maybe your roots are there, you don't even know Sheng, you don't even know even any word of like from Bara, you always speak like Swahili Sanifu. So when you reached there, he was like Nipe. I was like, okay. So I told God. I remember telling God, you see, as in when it has reached here, let me tell you what, I was there, what was consoling me. I wasn't even scared, because I was like, now it has already happened. Now I need to focus on one thing, like one little thing. I need to survive this. Like I need to be alive. I have a daughter. In the first place, I have a daughter who only has me in my life, has nobody else. As in, because at that time, even we were not even talking with the father. So I was like, I cannot die. Because I remember one of the things that gave me strength is I told God, I lost my mom at 8 years old. So I was like, I am not dying. I will not die. I will not die and leave my daughter alone in this world, because I know what it means to grow up without your own mother. So I was like, I will not die and leave my daughter here. So he told me, I need. So I was like, what the hell? I said, okay. Like I remember growing up, I used to read magazines. Like I used to read magazine, and I used to read those parent magazine and then see the rape part, and I was like, hey, wait, how do people overcome such stuff in their life? Like, how does it even happen, or how do you even get to overcome such an incident in your life? And then I was there and I was looking at the sky and telling, oh no, it is happening to me. Then I remember, as I was wearing my skirt, I had a tight, so he pulled out the tights on me, and then he was there. So I decided, and then he forced himself on me. I decided I will not even resist, because at the end of the day, this is what was consoling me. I'm not even a virgin. So see that he's defiling me, yes, but right now at this situation, I need to act like it is consensual, so that he may not hurt me, he may not do anything past just having sex. So I was there, and the most interesting thing, and you will know I am healed if I can talk about this on camera and not even have a tear on my eye, because God rubbed it off. I will keep on saying that God rubbed it off my life. So I was like, I was here and I was listening, and I'm like, Jesus, like. Then when he's on top of me, he's asking me like, how we enjoy atimbona we enjoy, like he wants to like hear me moan. That is one of the most disgusting things I even remember. But I'm already there. So the like, he's already raping me, he's already penetrating through me. So why on earth lie there? I'm there pretending. I can't even think. I'm just looking in the sky. I'm telling God, please help me survive this. Like, I need to survive this. I need to survive this. I remember very well my dad. I had him like walking past that place. So after he had an orgasm, what do you call it? For men it's called what? I think it's still the same. So like he was done. He was done. So after he was done, it's like a demon was overtaking him. So he sat down. Now we are seated on we are seated on the soil. So we are there, and then it's like the demon tends to like attack him, and then so he was like, tinajua nimekufanyia mambo mabaya, ati lakini najua ati mimi sio mtu mbaya. So me, I was there, I was like, it's okay, as in ni sawa. I wasn't even crying, by the way. I think I was just there, and I was like najua kesho utaenda kunsema kwa polisi, sijui nini ati najua ati wewe sio mtu mbaya, lakini nini. So me, I'm seated there. I'm just seated. I am scared to death, but I am like, and then all of a sudden he tells me, wapi simu yako? Nipe simu yako. Usiponipa simu yako nitakuua sai. I was like, niko like, I don't even know where my phone is. Sijui kwenye simu yangu iko, ilianguka penye uliniangusha. So he's like, aya, because I had a skirt and a top. So he's like, aya, toa. So I am like, I am scared. Obviously, when ladies, the first thing you do when you arrive at your house, in the house, is like, just get off your bra. So I didn't have a bra anyway. So I was like, so I like chucked off my top. So he's walking, he's holding me here. He's walking me, and I was like, I am so scared. And then when we reached, the most interesting thing, I think this entire time my dad is already at home, but he's not in the house. I think he was just outside. So he's holding me. I am topless. So the maize plantation is rubbing all over my skin. So he holds my hand and tells me, aya, twende tukaitafute, tusipoipata nitakuua leo wewe. So we walk, and then when we reached at the edge of the shamba where we fell, like where there was grass, God, me, I always say, God will always let something happen to you, but he always has a plan, because unajua hakuna tunapatanga Mungu na nyuma. My friend Mama Etienne calls my number. She calls at that moment. She calls my number, and then I see the phone, like it just lights up on the grass, like, and then I see Annie calling, and then I pick the call, and then he tells me, zima yo simu haraka sana. So I long press and I switch off my phone, and then he takes me back to the plantation, and then he tells me, aya, nipe round ingine. So I am there and I am telling him, is it really necessary? As in, ni lazima kweli? As in, see that first one was enough. He was like, and then it's like he's demonized. He gets angry. So I was like, hey, okay. So he penetrates through. He goes on top of me again. He pumps on me until he's done. Until he comes again, and then after he's done, like this is the part I never wrote. I don't even get to. I'm not sure even. My own sister knows this. I'm not sure if she knows. I'm not sure if I told her, because she's one of the closest people. Now after he was done, he told me, like, haya, nipe mkundu. Yes, for those who don't know what that is, like, he was like, now turn around, like, give me your asshole. That is exactly what he said. So I remember I used to have, because God healed me of that in 2015 December, I used to have a hemorrhoids problem. Because especially after I gave birth, it was so worse. Like I used to go for a long call. I bleed, especially after my C-section. So I told God, I remember looking up in the sky and told God, if this happens to me, I will die. So ladies, if you're a lady, if you've ever had sex, you know there is a way that you can tighten your vagina muscles. Like you can tighten them in a way, you know how you breathe in, you know how to do it. I know you know it if you've ever had sex. So I told God, this cannot happen. So he's there putting saliva on me. Like, it was so disgusting. So I told God, like, this cannot happen to me. As in, if it happens, because I remember I still had sores, I still had like wounds, because if you have ever suffered from hemorrhoids, you'll know this happens to you. So I tightened my vagina muscles, and honestly, God is always a God of answer. He always answers prayers. He always knows what you can take and what you cannot take. So after I tightened my vagina muscles, he slid, as in akaslide in. And in his head, in his thick head, in his demented, demonic head, he thought that he had penetrated my asshole. But through this, he had penetrated my vagina. But he didn't even stay for 1.5 minutes. I think it's just the enemy wanting to destroy you and destroy you to the point that you cannot even maybe wake up one day. And then he honestly, like he penetrated like 1, 2, 3, and then he was out. And then he sat down, and then he was very calm, very, very calm. And then he told me, "Hiya, Pangu." He even gave me his coat. So I wore his coat, and then I dressed up, I took on my tights and I put it on. And then I started walking, and then he told me, "Haya, twende nikusindikize. Twende nikupeleke hivi." So as we were walking, as we walked out of the plantation, so he held my hand. So we were walking, like we were walking and we were talking. So he told me, "Ati wewe ni msichana mzuri, ati mbona." I'm even giving him stories. I am like, I have a daughter, and then ninajua nimekutendea mabaya, najua Mungu ameniona, lakini sasa sijui nini iliniingililia mimi, lakini nini. Haya, shika simu yako. He gave me my phone. Haya, shika simu yako, usiseme nilikutendea mabaya kisha nikakuibia. So he gave me back my phone. So as we were walking, we were literally holding our hands. We were walking like this, like we are marching in the light of God. We are just walking very well. So when we reached our gate, my dad was outside there and he was smoking. So he was talking to me and see, I'm just trying to talk back, because my aim was to reach home. Like I needed to go back to my daughter. Like I needed to go back home. That was my, so I didn't care even if he had anything. All I needed to do is for me to reach home. So even as when we reach at the gate, because you can't see, because there is not too much light, so you can see if there is anyone inside the compound. So he was talking. While he was talking, my dad said, "Nani huyo?" So he grabbed my phone and ran. So I went, I knocked the gate on my dad. And then, like, because my dad has been there for me. My dad has been like my mom to me. As in, I don't think there is anything. There are things that I have grown up as a lady, but at that point I would have shared that to him, because I didn't have anyone I would have told. I just told him point blank. Like when he opened the gate, I just leaned on him and I cried and I told him, like, "Daddy, nimerepiwa." Let me tell you one thing. I think this is the worst thing that will ever happen to a parent, because I still say till today, my dad looked like a madman. He was like a thief. He came out of the gate with a stick and he was running like all sides. Like atinini, Nico, me, I'm there, I am crying, I am breaking down, I am crying. He was like, "What did you just say?" I was like, "Yes." So he was mad. I remember that night, my dad said so many words, even some words, but honestly, to some point, I even understand him, because you can imagine what reaction comes to a parent when their child tells them such news. So I was like, so I remember we went We went, we walked, as in he told me, okay, twende kwa chief. We have a chief post at our place in Juja, Mirimani. So he told me, and he was walking, he was so mad. I remember he's drunk. I think, honestly, tuongee tu kweli, I think pombe ya babangu ilishuka. I am grateful for my dad, because sometimes he has been through also a lot, that sometimes I always take my strength from him, because I tell him that he's one strong man, and I know that I take my strength from him. So I remember that day, like my dad was so mad. I can't even explain the feeling. I can't even explain the feeling of him. So we went to the chief police. I think I will hurry up on this part. We went to the chief police. We reported. We were given an OB. We went to the police station, in Juja police station at night, and then I went to Kalimoni. I remember my sister was in campus. She was in when she came that night. I remember that night I used to cry and ask God, like, I think, what did I ever do? Like, what did I ever do to for this to happen to me? I remember even the nurses, I was crying, like I did not even stop crying, like from the word go. So I went to Kalimoni hospital. The tests were taken, and I was given those 30 days. I don't know what they are for, maybe for HIV, and and also like I was given those medicine. But I remember one of the nurses at Kalimoni told me, we have dealt with such cases, but I will tell you one thing: focus on healing. Don't even focus on like trying to get the culprit, because the more you try to get the culprit, the more you hurt, like the more you hurt. And then so she was like, you just focus on healing. I know it's not easy, it can never be easy, but just focus on healing. So I went back home. And after I went back home, now the journey began. Hey guys, watch for part 2.